welcome, my friends, to the Confused Breakfast, the podcast where we hit pause on the chaos of today and rewind to a simpler time when it wasn't about convenience, it was about the experience. Remember the magic of a Friday night trip to the video rental store?
Yeah.
Wandering the aisles, making the big decision of what movie was coming home with you. No scrolling, no algorithms, just pure vibes. We're part of the last generation that knows the joy of the search, the snap of the plastic clamshell, and we're here to revisit the movies that shaped us and defined our childhoods. My name is Mike Schulte. Joining me, as always, two dudes with serious impulse control problems. Sean Pryor and AJ Vance, how the heck are you?
Sometimes.
It's a condition, you know? Sometimes I can't control it, all right? If it happens too fast, I'm sorry.
I'd like to say your impulse control problem is buying things online that show up in Facebook ads.
You think that's me?
Yeah, like, oh, these sunglasses kind of look cool.
Not as bad anymore.
Ooh, what's mine?
Yours is buying Criterion Collection DVDs. Impulse control. You're like, I've never seen this.
Excuse me, Blu-rays. You fucking nitwit.
Your
Jesus Christ.
Mike's impulse control is whatever they're talking about on Joe Rogan.
No. My impulse control
And drum stuff.
Do you want to know what my impulse control is? Not being in control and making sure I'm in control. That is my impulse control.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Rojogan.
Well, have you tried BPC 157?
I have, yeah. Since you talked about it last episode. Well, everybody, today we are discussing a movie that is deemed one of the worst Batman movies ever made, second only to Batman and Robin. This movie was the second film ever to cost more than $100 million to make, and it was the movie that helped the Batman franchise break the $1 billion mark at the global box office. The first Batman movie to refer to Batman as the Dark Knight. We're, of course, talking about 1995's Batman Forever.
Yes.
Well, dang it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another nostalgic journey to the past with the Confused Breakfast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy wherever you are in the world. Take it away, boys.
Well, what's special about this is when Val Kilmer passed away, we were very sad, and we decided to give our Patreon members a vote. We had to get a Val Kilmer movie on the docket. We gave them the choice, and they chose Batman Forever with 39% of the vote. Next up, Real Genius, 22% of the vote. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 15%. Willow, 9%. The Saint, 6%. And one lowly person voted for Thunderheart. God, we appreciate you, man, because it sounds great. I don't think anybody's seen it, but we would love to see it. So this did win. If you want to join in the monthly votes and the bonus episodes, check out patreon.com/confused. It was me.
May God have mercy on that person.
It was me. Well, if you are new to the podcast, we're going to be reviewing Batman Forever, scene by scene with a modern eye. But first, we'd like to talk about it with nostalgia. AJ, first time you ever saw this movie, what'd you think about it?
I just remember thinking so much about the cover of this movie. This is one of those movies where you just got Jim Carrey, who's just being Jim Carrey on the front with that haircut and a Ninja Turtle mask, and thinking to myself, like, it's just like a fever dream of Batman in one still. And I remember watching this. I don't believe I got to see this in theaters. I didn't get to go in theaters. I remember it coming home though, and I'm pretty sure we had a VHS of this from Family Video. I'm pretty sure that's how I saw it. Is Family Video or Mr. Movies? I can't remember. Adventureland was out the door at this point, pretty much. So, but I remember watching this. I remember watching it with my brother, and us just kind of thinking that this was like what movies are supposed to be.
This is it.
This is like what Batman is supposed to be.
None of that Keaton bullshit.
Yeah. This is it. I was like, when can I buy the toys? Do they exist yet? That's what I thought as a kid. I will go ahead and I'll give this an 8.9.
Jeez, Sean, what about you, man?
Yeah, this was absolutely everything to me. I'm pretty sure the first movie I ever saw in my life was probably 89 Batman. Obsessed with Batman. This is not even like 3% of my action figures that I have of Batman. I have a whole fucking tub of them in my basement. And a lot of them from this movie. Like I couldn't tell you like how excited I was. Every birthday I had, it was like a Batmobile car, everything. And this movie was everything. And I'm gonna give it a absolute perfect 10.
Oh my God, nostalgic score 10 for Sean. For me, guys, listen, I'm coming into this movie going, no Burton, no Elfman, no Keaton. I loved the first two Batman movies, and then you're sitting here going, none of those. And then you're going, oh, we're going to give you Jim Carrey, but not the really fun Jim Carrey that you knew from like Dumb and Dumber. It's going to be a different version of Jim Carrey. Oh, and then here's this guy named Val Kilmer who will never be able to live up to Michael Keaton as Batman. I watched it one time, and I was like, this movie sucks. And then I never watched it ever again. I saw it in the theater just going, they didn't even play Kiss from a Rose. Like, it's not even in the fucking movie.
Dude, I got to tell you, we'll get to Kiss from a Rose, but holy cow.
This is a 2, guys, nostalgically.
Damn.
This is a 2 for me.
That's a stinger.
NicMad says, Batman Forever marked a turning point in the franchise where it felt like the movie was being made just to service all the merchandising that would surround it.
Yep.
And boy, did I jump in head first.
Yep.
At one point, I recall watching this film while also eating Batman breakfast cereal. Things had truly come full circle. I think I always knew this film was a little goofy, but as a kid, this was my Batman. If there's one thing I miss about the 90s, it's that they just did whatever they wanted to. Just feed me the off-the-rails plot, extreme camera angles, and multicolored lights. This one's a sensory overload of a movie, and I couldn't get enough. 7.9.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So as a group, you guys washed away my 2. We're a 7.2 as a group. Not terribly too great, but that's going to land actually all by itself in the 91st spot of any movie we've done. Kindergarten Cop was better than this, but this was better than Armageddon, obviously.
Also,
yeah.
other not terribly too great movies. That might be my favorite expression.
Not terribly too great.
Did I say that?
It was so misleading.
What?
He said,
What did I say?
not terribly too great.
I mean, am I wrong? Is that an accurate description of a 7.2?
It's so brilliant. It hurts.
Well, we're going to wipe away all that nostalgia, guys. It is time to learn the important details of the film. AJ, Sean, what do you got?
That's me.
Let me pass it to Sean.
Thanks, AJ.
Let's go to AJ. Pass it to Sean.
Hopefully this segment is pretty great to a lot. Produced by Tim Burton, he stayed along. Peter Scott and Michael E. Uslan. Characters by Bob Kane. Story by Lee and Janet Batchelor. Screenplay by Lee and Janet Batchelor and Akiva Goldsman. Music by Elliot Goldenthal. He did Pet Sematary, Interview with a Vampire. We saw him on Heat, and we saw him on Demolition Man. Production design by Barbara Lang. Don't really do that in this segment. Don't really list those, but I feel like this is very important. She won a Oscar for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Cinematography by Stephen Goldblatt. He did Batman and Robin, Joe vs. the Volcano, Closer, and Lethal Weapon. Edited by Mark Stevens and Dennis Vickler. Directed by Joel Schumacher. Cast: Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, Chris O'Donnell, Michael Goff, Pat Hingle, Drew Barrymore, Debbie Mazur, Ed Begley Jr.'s in here for a little bit, and Jon Favreau was in here somewhere.
Apparently.
After the release and success of Batman Returns, Warner Brothers was not pleased with the film overall because of its darker, more adult tones, and director Tim Burton was a bit exhausted after making the two films, so the two parties decided to go separate ways on Batman Forever. After John McTiernan turned down the directing job, Joel Schumacher was chosen to helm the picture. Originally, the film was going to be based more on Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns, with Michael Keaton interested in reprising the role. However, Warner Brothers, wanting that merchandising money and sponsorships from McDonald's, said no way, and they wanted a more MTV generation film. Eventually, Tim Burton left the project entirely, going on to direct his fucking masterpiece, Ed Wood. Burton thought the writing room had too many cooks, essentially, and hated the title Batman Forever. He thought that's what someone would get tattooed on them, like Katie forever.
Yeah.
You know, or like someone would write that
Yeah.
in a high school
Actually,
yearbook.
what does that have to do with anything in the
When
movie?
I read that quote, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
You know,
In fact, he's not going to be Batman forever. He's talking about not wanting to be Batman
I
forever.
want it to be. All I can picture is Batman Forever, but it's like in the infinity sign, and the infinity sign is being broken out into bats and feathers.
I'm gonna do it.
This is great.
I'm gonna do it.
This is a great tattoo
I
idea.
do like that.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton decided to back out of the project as well, turning down $15 million to pursue more interesting roles.
What did he do after this?
I don't know.
I think he just went, actually, you know what? I'm good.
What was it? Multiplicity.
He's like, I got 15 mil in the bank, bro, for not
all
doing
good.
anything. So we're good.
Ethan Hawke, Ray Fiennes, William Baldwin, Johnny Depp, Kurt Russell, and Daniel Day-Lewis, of course, were all considered for the role of Batman/Bruce Wayne. But after seeing Val Kilmer in Tombstone, Schumacher cast the actor. Jean Triplehorn and Linda Hamilton were considered to replace Renee Russo after she was basically fired for being too old for the role, but Nicole Kidman was cast as Chase Meridian. Yeah, they because Val Kilmer was cast, they just ousted Renee Russo.
They're like, it's not believable.
Yeah.
Sorry, Renee.
Kidman stated she wanted the role just because she wanted to kiss Batman. And Billy D. Williams was replaced by Tommy Lee Jones after just working with Schumacher in The Client and on the insistence of his son. Apparently he's a big Batman fan. Al Pacino, Clint Eastwood, Martin Sheen, and Robert De Niro were considered for the role of Two-Face. Kelsey Grammer, Mickey Dolenz, Matthew Broderick, Phil Hartman, Steve Martin, Brad Dourif, and Robin Williams were considered for the role of the Riddler.
Nope.
And Michael Jackson even threw his hat in the ring, but Jim Carrey landed the role instead. Yeah, I don't know about that. Robin Williams actually came really close to getting
Yes.
And that would have been. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then maybe we'd be talking about a Riddler curse. Like all of a sudden, we went down the rabbit hole. He got too into he was telling riddles.
He got really into character. And he kept sending bad riddles to people.
Freaky, man.
And he wore a lot of green.
You can't be that way.
You can't do that.
You can't be passive aggressive like that, man.
Killed his career.
Yeah.
Not him, his career.
Well, no, yeah.
And then him.
Well, every young actor in Hollywood was considered for Robin, including Leo DiCaprio, Jude Law, and Ewan McGregor, but Chris O'Donnell won out because he's better than all of them.
No, because of his sideburns.
Okay. Principal photography began on September 24th, 1994, and went off with relative ease, besides some tensions with actors and crew on set. Kilmer and Schumacher didn't get along very well on set, with Schumacher even calling Kilmer childish and hard to work with. Schumacher said Kilmer would be a little nasty to other crew members as well. Kind of sucks to hear. Famously, Tommy Lee Jones was a bit annoyed and jealous of Jim Carrey on set, with some claiming that Carrey was taking the spotlight away from Jones.
Sure was.
Jones said to Carrey, famously, "I hate you and I can't sanction your buffoonery." Mm-hmm. So, crotchety.
I can.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to nominate you for the Medal of Merit.
Right off the bat.
Jim Carrey. Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Forever.
Thank you.
I just want to go on record. We need that sound
It's
bite.
good that we're recording this.
We need that
It's all
sound
right. It
bite.
just needs to be like, hey, Mike, hit it. I just want to go on record.
I just want to go on. I just want to go on record, and then you say,
Yes, yeah, just that sound bite. Batman Forever was released on June 16th, 1995, and on a budget of $100 million, the film made $336.6 million at the box office, was nominated for 3 Oscars, including Best Sound Mixing, Sound Editing, and Cinematography, but lost all to Braveheart, and has gone on to become, some say, a blemish on the Batman franchise, some say a misunderstood classic.
Well, thanks a lot, Sean. We got to go to AJ now. We got to learn about the critics and the fans and what they have to say. Ratings and reviews. What do you got?
We got a riddle for you guys.
Okay.
What's black and green and red all over? The tomato meter. Trying my Jim Carrey hands out. No. Oh, splat.
Uh-oh.
39%.
Of all the movies we've done, that is the bottom 25 as far as the critics are concerned. They do think that this is better than Days of Thunder, but not as good as Last Action Hero. That's what the critics have to say.
I'm not sure if this is surprising to me. or not, I guess, but the popcorn meter is actually lower at 33%. So audiences didn't like it as much as critics.
Alex is like, meh.
They're like, eh.
Wow, that is surprising.
And 5.4 on IMDb.
That is the 7th lowest movie that we have reviewed per the fans. Better than Three Ninjas, but not as good as Iron Eagle per the fans.
Iron Eagle, that race scene, I'm telling you. 75 out of 100, James Berardinelli. I think I got that right, actually. Berardinelli. From Real Views, it's lighter, brighter, funnier, and fast-paced, and a whole lot more colorful than before. Peter Travers agreed at the Rolling Stone. He said Schumacher's method is to use a lighter touch to stay closer to the cartoon that Bob Kane created for DC Comics in 1939, and to temper Burton's nightmare world with an accessible, brightly colored TV palette. Fantastical. Hal Hinson over Washington Post said, sometimes thrilling but rarely inspired. It is thoroughly, almost perfectly adequate. Respect.
It's
not terribly too
not
good.
terribly too great.
It's not terribly too great.
You might as well just come out and say it.
It sucks.
That's my favorite thing I've ever heard.
He's stuck on it.
It's so good.
It broke. I didn't even know I said it.
It's so good. I did. I got hung on it the moment you said it. Oh, Raj Eber, he would get hung on that too. Chicago Sun-Times. Well, there is no rhythm to this movie. No ebb and no flow. It's all flat out spectacle. Fantastic. This is a 7 out of 10 all-star cast, and it still is a classic. This is 2025, and good Lord, guys, you had to go back a little ways. You had to dive through these to get past. Rest in peace, Val.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rip in peace. Yeah.
5 stars.
It's funny. They think this is the movie they're like, oh shit, we got to go to Batman Forever and be like, rest in peace.
Oh
goodness.
yeah.
You know, like that. This is the movie. They're like, that's Val Kilmer's movie.
Yeah, I might as well go over the Saint while I'm here.
Oh, no, I better. It's like, I got to make a review for Real Genius.
Yeah.
Oh man, what else is in here?
In case Mike,
Batman Forever.
in case Mike reads one of the IMDb reviews for Thunderheart, might as well get there too.
It's well do
I
it.
think he's the only one that's ever seen it.
After the loss of Val, I went back to revisit this movie. It's not a 10, but it sure isn't a 5.
Okay.
You know. The overacting is comical, and let's face it, Batman is a comic book at heart. With an all-star cast, a mixture of funny scenes with some cringy scenes these days, it still packs a punch.
Pow.
Pow. By the way, can we get like pow, zap, and like bang, but we do it in the form of like live, laugh, love?
Oh,
on the
yeah,
walls?
absolutely.
That'd be fun,
Yeah,
right?
sure, man.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Pow, slap, bang.
Yeah, like
Ooh, I put that on my bedroom wall.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
It'd be some inspiration, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
To just,
No, I don't know.
Kilmer was worthy of the Batman title. And he did a decent job. If you can't laugh at using the bat signal as a booty call, then you have no sense of humor.
hell yeah.
Give Val his flowers as Batman, which he did love and was honored to play, and give this a better score. Respect. I had to go back, so let's go to 1998. This movie sucks,
Here we go.
said Droog5. Bad script, bad acting, bad everything. The only good thing about this movie was Val Kilmer's Batman. His Bruce Wayne sucked, and so did the rest of the movie. Fair.
Fair enough. Did I write that?
This is also this is another. There's not even a rating to this, so I think this is how you give a movie a 0 rating. Is you just
Zero
don't rate
star.
it. 0 stars. There's only one reason to see this movie, said Biz. That was the title. Jim Carrey.
Paul Bissonnette.
He's a hoot. Actually, Tommy Lee Jones is pretty good too. So your review is irrelevant. because you gave us 2 reasons, and then now I don't like you. So let's see, guys. Let's just go over to our Discord. We've got a great one in there from our little Lebowski Urban Achievers.
Basically the best of the best.
It's pretty much
supporting
the
the show and getting their name on the air by talking about the movies they love.
That's what I'm saying. You're the best.
Patreon.com/confusedbreakfast. No one's going to ever keep you down.
No one's ever going to keep you down. Let's see, guys. We had Jarrett jumping in to do the thing with us. He said, I don't get what everyone's issue is with this one. This is close to the Batman that I have seen the most, right behind Batman Returns. When it comes to Bruce Wayne, Val Kilmer is number 2 behind Michael Keaton, in my opinion. Tommy Lee may have been phoning it in, but Jim Carrey was there to pick up the slack. The scene when Master Dick... You had to say that. The scene when Master Dick was foot drying his laundry lives rent-free in my head.
Yeah.
It's a nostalgic 7. Modern day 5.8. So we'll get to the rest of his add-ons a little bit later, guys.
Hell yeah.
Well, friends, you've stumbled into the neon-lit, nipple-suited fever dream of the 90s. Welcome to Batman Forever, and welcome to the Confused Breakfast. We're not here to solve riddles or rescue damsels in distress. No, our mission today is much more noble, to break down every over-the-top Jim Carrey one-liner, every questionable two-face flip of the coin, and every time Val Kilmer looks slightly confused in the Batsuit. This movie's where Gotham went full neon, where Batman forgot he was supposed to be broody, and where Nicole Kidman's thirst could not be contained by even the bat signal. So grab your rubber suits and your illogical gadgets, because this is going to be one hell of a ride. This is a scene-by-scene breakdown of Batman Forever. Let's go.
Yeah, and ever.
Scene 1. In Gotham City, Batman saves a security guard trapped in a safe by Two-Face, who's lured Batman in for revenge on the anniversary of his acid transformation. After a wild battle, Two-Face kills the pilot and parachutes to safety, while Batman narrowly escapes the exploding helicopter by leaking into the harbor. Leaking? Wayne Enterprises researcher Edward Nygma tries to impress Bruce Wayne with his mind-manipulating TV device, but Bruce refuses, worried it's too dangerous.
This is how I think I look when I'm getting ready for podcast day, getting ready for work. Just the... and then I turn around, my
ass shot.
My wife looks at my ass, she's like, yeah, you're good to go. Yeah.
That ass is ready to sit on a couch for 4 hours.
Yeah. It's going to get all spongy.
It's going to get flat.
Yeah.
All right.
This is just funny to me because this movie just literally is like, here's the music, here's Batman, here's the Batmobile, and here's a joke. And it's just like fuck, we're in this.
Here's the names flying in. Just the names. The names are flying.
It's going to come up, but then it's going to go all the way around and go, whew.
Yeah. Great.
The first line from Batman.
Yes.
Batman, the Dark Knight.
By the way, the new Batman who is replacing the Batman we fell in love with for the last 2 years.
Yep.
Is coming on screen and saying his first line.
I'll get drive-through. You're welcome, McDonald's.
Do you remember that commercial?
Good. Oh, yeah.
Because wasn't it he would say that and then they'd show the Batmobile driving into a McDonald's drive-thru.
Oh, my God. I was just thinking about, like, can you imagine, like, if the next cut was just to, like, him, like, in just all you hear is the hum of the Bat engine at a drive-thru, yes. And he's just like, yeah, can I get a number 2? No pickle. He's like, I'm sorry, sir. Can you speak up? I'm sorry, sir. Those two going at it and then to have a conversation. Are you kidding me?
And then imagine the Batmobile is he's getting his meal, and the guy behind him is like, "Hurry up!" And he goes, "I'll handle this." And he flames the car behind him, and he's like, "That's what I call charbroiled."
Charbroiled. At the new BK, get your all new and Batman broiled burgers.
They show how Two-Face got his face burnt with just like fries from the grease burner.
It's fry grease.
I mean, that's basically what's happening in this movie because, like, the first time I saw it, and even now, I'm just like, ooh, this is like the middle Batman, right? Like, you had your Tim Burton era, and now you've got this just selling toy era of, like, who gives a shit? You stupid people, just watch this.
Yeah.
And then we went on to Christopher Nolan. Like, this is just not my era of Batman. I love Val Kilmer. And I love his portrayal of Batman, but I just don't like this movie.
This should be everything that I hate.
It should be.
Really
Because
should be.
Literally, McDonald's was in the editing room. Like, they were watching this be cut, and there were some other people, like the toy companies, were like had their 2 cents on the script. Literally, and that's I should hate this movie just because of that. But fuck, I don't.
Well,
I don't hate this movie.
It's because
at all.
nostalgia's. If you watch this for the first time, you'd be like, "This is a 1."
Yeah.
But because of your nostalgia, you're going to have problems with this.
It's a little bit in there, but we'll get there. But I think there's some merit.
Well, what
this
about?
movie.
So you heard about like the Two-Face thing, where obviously we had Billy D. Williams. He played Two-Face in the last 2 Batmans. He had put in his contract that he would see this arc out to where Harvey Dent became Two-Face, and they basically were like, no. You can't be the role, and they bought him out of it, which is kind of sucks because they're just putting Tommy Lee Jones in it because he's a name, and I completely dislike Tommy Lee Jones in this movie. I don't like a single thing that he brings to this film. He's a unbelievably talented, kind of like off the wall actor, but he needs to be a regular person acting this way, not a I just if this movie would have just been Two-Face, this would have flopped so hard.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like Two-Face might be the best like character or just analogy for what he has to kind of go through in this.
Like the complete symbiosis for Batman, because he's being 2 people at once as well, you know.
Yeah, and but then he's like, as a character or as an actor, he's caught between Val Kilmer and Jim Carrey, and the absolute off the wallness that Jim Carrey's going to bring, which is one side of Two-Face, and then trying to balance it out with being a proper villain against Val Kilmer, and you're just like, I don't think he had a winning avenue in this movie. To just be thrown into it and be like, oh yeah, be Two-Face, because his off the wallness feels over the top.
Yeah.
Whereas from Jim Carrey, it's like, that's what I expect.
Yes.
You know?
Jim Carrey could play a comic book off the wall guy because that's Jim Carrey, but Tommy Lee Jones can't do it.
I like that he tries, and you get the kind of almost restrained sort of Nolan Harvey Dent that we get in those movies in his first scene. And I was like, oh shit, I don't remember this being that restrained as it is right now. Like the first scene, he's just like talking to the guy on the floor, and like even the camera work is like really kind of slick and good. But then he like turns his face, like,
that part, yeah.
And it just kind of takes a turn, and I'm mostly with you guys, but like that's what it should have been, is like that first scene of just kind of the 2 personalities clashing, and I think he chooses one throughout the entire movie.
That's just my general problem with this movie, is that there's too much going on. There's like, Two-Face is the villain. Wait, the Riddler's also the villain too. But wait a minute, now we got to get the love interest in there. Wait a minute, Robin's getting introduced in this one. There's too much going on to where we don't get enough of a story for any of them.
There is a lot of character introduction here.
Too much.
We've got a lot going on, and to have Two-Face come in and feel like what's almost more of like he almost gets relegated to top tier thug
Completely.
And then because the Riddler comes in as the mastermind, it's his grand master plan that eventually is what has to be taken down. Whereas Two-Face is just out to I just want to find out who Batman is and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
But I will argue, like even The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker, we don't know much about him. We just know that he's the Joker. And he hints at it sometimes. He's like, my father was a fiend, you know. But like he changes that up even.
Changes that story every time.
So I don't really need to know much about these characters.
I just want to believe you.
I believe Batman, and I think let's talk about Val Kilmer as Batman, because I think this whole movie is, and even like especially our villains is what we're talking about, the Riddler and Two-Face. they're so over the top, and the movie is so like even these fight scenes in the beginning, everything's at a Dutch angle, and everything's really close, and it like there's just like one shot from above of him just kicking someone for like a split second, which I appreciate, to be honest. But like I do think it's kind of well helmed. But then you get Val Kilmer as Batman, and he's very stoic, and he's gotten a lot of criticism for just kind of like riding through this movie with nothing, you know. But I think the movie absolutely needs this sort of stoic, introspective Batman that we get in this movie.
I think I don't know when it was, but it was when we were talking about, we had a conversation about Batmans at one point or another. I don't know if it was this or if it was Super Stoked or whatever it would have been.
This way back.
Was it
I think
this?
when The Batman came out, I think we talked about it.
Okay.
Our favorite
Yeah, I
Batmans
think
and
you're
our
right.
favorite Bruce Waynes.
I think, yes, that's right. We talked about that, and I remember, I don't know if I said my favorite combo, but in one regard or another, Val Kilmer was my favorite.
Wow.
And it still goes on, I will still go on record and say, I think that had he been cast into the next one and not George Clooney, we would have really had like this, like the proper Val Kilmer Batman. Now, I think there's a little bit that may fall short, but I like his Bruce Wayne a lot. And I really do like his Batman. I think he looks good in the suit. It's a lot of, you got to go off the chin, and like that's a strong point for it. I really like his look in this bat suit and the final bat suit. I think he does it very well all the way around. So he's one of my top Batmans.
I'm teetering on. I'm with you. I like Keaton has always been my favorite human. Like
Keaton is the best Bruce Wayne that has ever lived.
Yeah, I think my favorite Batman is the animated series. But if we're talking like live action people, it's really now after watching this. I haven't seen this in forever. Jesus,
Forgot what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen this in forever. So, but like watching this now, I'm like, I'm with you, AJ. I think it could be tomorrow is Keaton, and the next day is Val Kilmer.
Well, Joel Schumacher needed Val Kilmer to, if they were going to replace. Remember, everybody hated Keaton, and then he came and did it, and they're like, Keaton, yes. So for them to replace him had to be somebody like Val Kilmer. And Joel famously said, this is one of my favorite quotes ever. He said, Val did me two great favors. When I wanted Val to be Batman, he said yes. Then he allowed me to not have him play Batman ever again. And for both, I'm grateful for. So like he knew he needed Val, and then he never wanted Val again after that. And Val approved both of those situations. Like, yeah, but you're right. It would have been really cool if we could have actually got Val in the next one in this series, but we didn't.
I think it would have been really nice to see. But that all being said, I think, and just to kind of like my final thought on it, have we ever gotten a Batman that people are like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, man.
Perfect.
Dude, that's perfect casting. Even Christian Bale, people were like,
His voice.
what's he gonna do? And like, what's he doing with his voice and stuff? It was obviously we all heard that with Heath Ledger and everything being the Joker, but with Batman and then Robert Pattinson, in that regard, I like him as Batman. I think he's a great Batman, and I think he has a lot of great potential to be
For the next one,
For the next one as a Bruce Wayne. And we don't get a lot of Bruce Wayne, you know, of him trying to be Bruce Wayne.
That's part of the problem in this movie, maybe, is that we just don't have enough time with Batman.
It's very true.
And there is like a director's cut of this. There was a lot of scenes taken out of like him just talking with Albert.
Yeah,
Alfred, sorry. Jesus.
Michael Goff.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scenes with him like talking about like a lot of introspective character
of
stuff.
course.
Even later on in the movie, he's like, I killed them. He's like, what do you...
That part.
You said you killed them. He's like, oh no, Two-Face. You know, like that was there was more explored on that kind of aspect.
Yeah,
which
dove more into like the psychoanalysis, because I mean Dr. Chase Meridian is a psychiatrist, so it's like
Yeah, I mean, like we have to judge a movie on what it is now, but not what it was cut out. But though that kind of context, you can see where Val Kilmer was trying to take it a little bit. Even Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
It does get a little goofy for me, though. Like, I start to realize this right off the bat. We're right into the action, but this is when they're just doing like things just to do it. Like this whole bank vault thing where they're like, we're trying to steal all the contents of this bank vault, but we're going to put acid in there.
Oh no, it's boiling acid.
Boiling acid.
That guy. Can I do a Confusey award for overactor?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That guy is the most overacting person that we've seen in any movies we've done.
I was like, ooh, almost punchable face, but then like he won me over.
He did.
But like, think how funny that is. They're throwing acid into the thing they're trying to steal. Like that, it's not going to be good anymore, buddy.
Yeah.
And then instead of making the acid rain from the top, it fills from the bottom. Typical villain bullshit. The amount of strength needed for Batman to one-handed push up a bank vault door
Yep.
is like not even fathomable.
Oh.
And then the when he puts the there's this club on the steering wheel of the helicopter.
It's a steering wheel.
It's a fucking steering wheel for a helicopter, and it has a club on it so no one steals it.
Yeah, it's got this. It's like a bad promo for like. For that after hours infomercial of the club. It's like even Batman can't get it up.
But these were the things I remember when I did see this to be like, nah, I don't like the route you're going.
Yeah.
I don't like the just dumb jokes that you're trying to throw in here. The I'm going to get drive through. You know, like that's where they lost me from the start, and I'm still feeling that way in this movie.
Yeah.
It is very comic booky though. Like it, we get Nolan, which is like grounded, but I'll argue that it's still fucking Batman, dude. How are you grounding Batman? Like, just go for it. And Joe Schumacher's going for it. Yeah. So I'm glad we have went for it. You know, like this is a comic book come to life,
and the vault goes right back into the place that it was.
It's funny.
I have to say, like in these bank scenes, it feels a lot more like the cartoon.
Yes,
like the Batman, the cartoon. In a good way, but then in a bad way, it feels like, wow, there's not a moment I don't believe that this wasn't shot on a set. It's like I can see the edge of the set while watching this entire sequence.
There's
you know what I mean?
Drinking a soda. Oops.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
it's the cameraman from UHF
eating a sandwich.
Did you guys recognize the bank guard?
No, I wrote it down and then I just never cared to look it up.
He's the same guy. If you've ever seen Naked Gun, he's the guy they interrogate at the dock, and he's like,
"Is it really?"
He's like, "About a 20, maybe that would refresh." It's like, "Can you spot me?" And he's like, "Yeah, here you go." He's like, "Yeah, maybe that'll be it."
One of the best scenes ever.
Same guy.
Hell yeah.
So good.
So what are your thoughts about? We're going to meet Jim Carrey as Edward Nygma here. What was weird for me about Jim Carrey of this era? Think about this was a very short-lived period of I don't like Jim Carrey and what he's doing because I watched Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and I was like, I need more of this guy. And then he does this and Cable Guy, and even when Nature Calls, I was just like, wait a minute, where's this guy going? And I didn't have an appreciation for Jim Carrey in this role when I saw it. This time around, though, I'm like, oh my God, this movie's nothing without Jim Carrey in this.
I was a little scared to revisit this because of that fact. I'm like, I definitely bought it when I was a kid. It's a 10 fucking movie. But this time around, I'm like, oh, I probably won't like it. And you're right. It's he's fucking amazing in this. And yeah, I think
Logan's been giving me death threats this whole episode.
You're 10 minutes late, dude. All right.
No, JJ was 20.
Sorry. Look,
Sorry,
16.
Jim
The guy
Carrey
was talking to me outside.
Oh yeah, he talked to all of us.
Lieutenant Dan?
Yes.
You got a cigarette? Nope.
Well, wish you did. When I started smoking it, yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's interesting as
That
well.
wasn't lemonade, was it? Go ahead. I'm so sorry, Sean.
No, I think he almost carries this movie.
Almost. He does carry this
he's
movie.
He's the person that represents the flamboyance of this movie.
I think he ties about every single piece together. And like that being said, I still feel like there are moments where I'm just like, wow, that's a lot. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, without these scenes of him doing what he's doing, you probably lose some interest throughout this movie because his outlandishness and him being off the wall and stuff. Like I say, I feel like it's just a glue.
Well, he's
for a lot of
he's the only one that like has any sort of a like starts here and ends up here.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the movie's like, we're already this person.
Yeah.
And he's like, he starts off being this guy in this thing, and this is always the type of thing that makes me never want to like mess with mentally unstable people, because like he shows how purely psycho and like kind of unhinged he is by this. He's developing this thing and he gets in with Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne's like, you know what? Actually, yeah, I would like to learn more about that. I'm going to talk to my secretary and you're going to be able to, we'll set up a meeting. And he's like,
that's not good for me.
yeah, like, bro, a normal sane person would be like, cool, we made the contact. Now I got to get to work, perfect all my stuff, get my PowerPoint presentation ready to go.
Yeah.
And he's just so unhinged that he's like, no, it needs to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ruins everything and sends him off the edge, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
You were supposed to understand. Understand. I'll make you understand.
that long hair throws me off too. On
Yeah.
him. It looks really weird on them.
It does look weird on him, but boy, does it add to it that you're just like that the hair throughout this for Jim Carrey is
Did you hear?
is as much of a roller coaster as the movie.
Did you hear he was like getting a divorce and they were gonna actually put a question mark in his hair, like with a.
Oh yeah, they were gonna shave a.
They were gonna shave a question mark, and he almost did it. And then he went, "Wait a minute, I got to be in court next week for the divorce of my wife." He's like, "I really don't want a question mark in my head."
Jim, I just feel like you don't understand why you're even here.
Yeah, I don't think you do, man. Sorry.
Explain it to me.
It's for I play make believe for a living, fucking asshole.
It's for work. God.
Well, let's go on to scene 2. So when Nigma's boss, Fred, threatens to shut down the project, Nigma kills him using the device and resigns, sending cryptic riddles to Bruce in revenge. Criminal psychologist Chase Meridian diagnoses Nigma as psychotic. Bruce attends a circus with Chase. Two-Face hijacks the event and threatens to detonate a bomb unless Batman reveals his identity. Dick Grayson, the youngest member of the Flying Grayson's family of acrobats, manages to throw the bomb into a river, but Two-Face kills his family in the process. Bruce invites the now orphaned Dick to live at the Wayne Manor at his ward.
Now listen, maybe you're not digging this movie so far, okay? Like maybe, like bank vaults full of boiling acid and a guy clearly just calling it out because he has to, because we don't know visually that it's boiling acid. You have to say acid.
Why does the acid have to be boiling?
It's just
Isn't
extra
acid
hot.
boiling?
It just adds.
And why doesn't the acid eat through the safe?
Yeah.
Because it's safe. It's safe. You know,
It's really safe in there.
yeah. If someone breaks in and tries to steal shit, that's the defense mechanism.
Yes.
So it's built for it. I
Gotcha,
don't know.
gotcha. Yeah,
but
yeah,
if,
yeah.
say you don't like any of that, then you get Nicole Kidman
Hey.
coming on, and really coming on to Batman.
Loving Batman.
And this scene is here literally just to see her outfit, which is not needed whatsoever, but also very much needed at the same time. She literally, hey, you up, Batman's,
Yeah.
and just that's it.
With his own bat signal.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's. In what world is she so desperate for the D that she has to go to this extent? She's just wants top tier bat D.
Yep. And it's a weird world. You have to suspend your disbelief. A girl like Nicole Kidman cannot find anybody.
Yeah.
No.
And a rich millionaire that looks like Val Kilmer, Bruce Wayne, cannot find anybody.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is weird.
This
Suspend
is
your
the
disbelief.
hardest thing to believe about this movie.
That Val Kilmer has no game.
That Val Kilmer and Nicole Kidman are having trouble finding someone that they need, like a weird form of Tinder.
It's harder to believe than them deciding to put nipples on a bat suit.
Yeah, yeah. The
It's
bat.
even harder, and that's very hard to explain or understand.
Do bats
gotta
have
be there.
nipples?
Yes.
They're mammals, right?
Yeah.
Can you milk me?
Can you milk bats? Can you milk a bat?
Earlier, he's like, bats aren't rodents, Meridian.
Yeah.
So you fucking suck.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, I like
Right?
bats.
Yeah. see?
Clearly.
The
bitch.
nipples on the bat suit and the weird shots later on of just focusing on his ass in the light, like that's where they're just making weird choices.
I'm pretty sure Joel Schumacher is like LGBTQ. I'm pretty sure.
he was an LGBTQ, right? Didn't he pass away?
I don't know. I don't think he's still alive.
Oh, I'm going to check that out while you keep digging a hole.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I will say like the flamboyance of the movie I think is well needed. I think it's you get the dark
2020, bro.
He died in 2020.
Probably COVID.
Joel, didn't we have? Was it Joel Schumacher that we said is a saxist?
Yes.
Okay.
Lost Boys.
Yes, that's right.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Age 80, cancer, 2020.
Fuck. Yeah. So we get the dark, brooding Tim Burton stuff, and like literally, corporations didn't like that, and so we got the flamboyant, extra color, just like splashing all the paint onto this movie, and I like it. I like that kind of choice that Joel Schumacher had to just go like, ah! Yeah. It gets a little much for 2 hours and 20 minutes or 2 hours, but I don't know, man. There's something about it.
It's fine. Like it's not like I don't know. Like I like the bat signal, like that color pop that hits every single time. We're just dialed back. I just can't kind of get over some of the lines and stuff in this movie. It's all very. How are you having an entire conversation of one-liners? Do you know what I mean? Like between him and Chase Meridian, it's like one-liner after. It's like pickup line after pickup line.
Maybe yeah.
It's the car, right? Chicks dig the car.
Chicks dig the car.
Like, well, I guess something that be on the top of Batman's list.
You trying to get under my cape, Doctor?
Trying to less to take off. Yeah.
We should get you out of those clothes
What?
and into something more comfortable.
you have to finish the line. It's just one of those things. Like every time they're on screen together, it's just a pickup line after pickup line that doesn't land.
Yes.
No wonder they have trouble finding love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I want them to fuck so bad.
Do they? Do they ever do?
In my mind, yeah.
I'm actually surprised that we did not get a gratuitous, at least Top Gun-esque like love scene.
I would love that.
Where they're like, you know what's going on.
I mean, they had "Kiss from a Rose" from Seal.
And they said we're not going to.
And they said we aren't going to put a romance scene to that.
No.
Hey Seal, will you do this song for us? Yeah, absolutely. What's it for? We just want you to do it. Great. And we're not going to use it ever.
But it's going to be the most popular
credits.
Song of the entire year.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to love the song, and they're going to buy our soundtrack, and then they're going to go see our movie and be like, huh.
Weird.
It's still a banger.
Baby!
It's so good, dude.
We had once a month in 8th grade or 7th grade or whatever, someone got to bring in a song and the whole class would listen to it. Yeah. And then we would stop it and diagnose lyrics, and we'd all have lyrics in front of us. Somebody brought that in and my teacher was just like, I don't know.
No, we can't discuss this.
We can't diagnose this as 8th graders.
No, we don't really know what "on the gray" means, and we're just uncertain of all this. So let's just move on to "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Yay. That was Mike's choice.
"Kiss from a Rose," huh? What
on
flower?
the gray?
On the gray? Great.
Teacher.
Yes, Sean. Yes, Sean.
I think it's about eating vagina.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is the flower a reference to a vagina?
No, it's not.
Anyway,
Mike brought in a second choice, "Alive" by Pearl Jam.
Boo. Fucking boo, dude. Depressing.
Does he feel so alive because of he did it with a vagina?
So if you're gonna, if I had a brain sucking device like Edward Nygma does, I think the brain that I would want to suck is Ed Begley Jr.'s.
That's the one you want to do?
Yeah. Isn't he his boss, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best people in Best in Show, I think.
Oh, of course he is.
I would just love
double check that
to have that.
Because he's great. And the best part is that he's still, even though like he's looking at this machine working, he's still like, fuck you, man. We fired you. It's like, actually, no, this is great. We made a breakthrough. And he's like, nah.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
What the fuck are you doing?
His boss?
You're here after hours, asshole.
What's his name? Frank? Gosh, he's like not even up there. At least I didn't see. I can't find him at all.
I'm pretty sure it's Ed Begley Jr.
While you're looking that up, I did want to mention how funny it was to me that Batman, Bruce Wayne, goes and sits in his chair, and he says, chair, and the chair goes. I immediately stopped.
Chair.
I hit pause. I'm like, you know that he's been in his office at some point being like, listen, I'm going to need tickets to the charity. Ah! Like, someone has to see him accidentally saying
Dr.
chair.
Evil himself.
Alfred's down there be like, did you mean to do that? He's like, I didn't.
No, I need help.
How does he get back up? If he's taking that big of a slide to the basement, how does he get back up to the mansion?
If I had a grappling hook, I wouldn't go anywhere without it.
That's true.
So I imagine a grappling hook. But I like when he's watching the news footage of like what happened to Harvey Dent, and Batman comes flying in to like try and save him or whatever. Could you imagine sitting in court and fucking Batman sitting like just
Does
like
he have to come to court as
everyone's
Batman?
dressed to the nines and Batman's just like sitting over here like
Yeah.
Because you know,
stink, dude.
well,
It's very true.
here's the thing: like when Batman is running around in public and doing stuff, there's a lot of noise and action. But in the quiet of a courtroom, it's just like his rubber suit. Just you can hear every movement
like-
of it.
Him walking in and he like turns to go down the pew aisle. He's just like,
Someone's got coffee like
It goes over the face of the stenographer. Just like
it goes into someone else's face and they're also two-faced.
see,
just him sitting there, just like. You're just like locked in, and it's like, can you imagine being the judge? He's just like, the judge is going to feel like he's being judged. He's like, vigilante justice over there. Like I have nothing to hold up here.
and this
Like-
is the era where we like Batman, right? Like the public likes Batman
Right,
during
right.
this era because they're even like Batman almost saved him on the news tonight. You know?
Oh, but he was just a little bit too late.
Oh darn! But we still love him.
Yeah, it's just like he's sitting up at. I would have to imagine there's like a top floor, like a top level of like seating
For the court,
for the court.
like Boondock Saints.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. And he's just in the very back thinking people don't see him, but people know he's there. He's
because
just
they're
like
hearing his rubber suit move.
he's just like because it's a courtroom and there's no sound dampening. He has no place to hide. There's not a dark corner in this fucking room.
We, the court, have come to the conclusion. He's just like,
And Batman.
anyway, I'm holding you in contempt. When they do like the aftermath of like the boss going out the window, Ed Begley Jr. I'm just calling it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Okay, I'll look.
I'm dead serious. I couldn't
Just look
find it.
him up and see if Batman
Yeah,
Forever.
duh.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
one.
if it's not credited there, then how's it gonna be credited there?
I got it.
The somehow he later says somehow he CGI'd him just looking like
Batman
he's killing.
Forever.
Hell yeah.
Uncredited.
See,
So did he not want to be associated with it?
I don't know what happens when that happens.
Does that mean he's like, don't fucking put me in there?
I don't know.
Not normally. I think it's just like almost like a favor. Like he was there.
Not once in his like 500 things he's been in has it been uncredited except for that one.
Maybe he's
Look, guys, this movie is going to be terribly not great.
not too terribly great.
It's gonna be not too terribly great. I don't think I could be a part of this.
If that's what uncredited
Just
means.
leave me. Just leave me off the billings.
Check
When
clears.
they're reviewing like the aftermath of it, and the suicide note is just so short. It says the goodbye cruel world, and the Commissioner Gordon's just like, yep, definitely suicide.
Definitely suicide.
Well, how did Enigma like re-put the glass in and then have someone actually
Yeah.
run out the window? They say later on it was like computer generated.
Digitally altered.
It's like, was it? How did you do that?
But obviously, like, yeah, I don't know.
Clear cut, case closed.
Case closed. Okay.
We get to also
You'll also find it's like
Yeah, why was he? And why was he there?
sentence structure, handwriting, sentence structure, and formatting. I just don't think I can.
I think I'm about to throw up.
I'm gonna throw up.
It shows us his apartment, and I think this is like one of my favorite sets of the movie, and one of my favorite like almost directing touches Schumacher does in this movie is just like it's that song which I always thought was REM. I don't know if it is.
It's the Flaming Lips, and nobody likes it.
Okay, I don't like REM, so we come in.
It's such a creepy shot.
Yeah,
too.
it's just like slowly tracking. He comes in. This is almost like the restraint that the movie almost needed. Like few times it shows restraint like this, where it's just like if it was like the rest of the movie, it'd be like, wah! And then like everything just everywhere, and like fucking papers are flying or some shit. But it's like very slow and very kind of methodical. And he comes in and like he goes out of frame for a little bit until we get to like the yes no guy. I don't know. There's something about it where I'm like, that was thought out, and it's just a really cool looking set. It's like a hallway, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like this. It makes me wonder if like this is his entire apartment, or if this is like call it a secret layer side part.
I'd like to think it's just like his really small apartment,
just what he lives.
Kind
in
of like the newer
with.
Batman. Wasn't his apartment kind of made up like that? It just had shit everywhere.
Yeah,
Batman's?
the new
Riddler.
Batman, the Riddler.
The Riddler.
Yeah.
The Riddler in the new Batman.
Yeah, I
the
can't
Batman.
remember.
It was like it's like
Remember they ripped up the carpet and there was stuff
small-
underneath it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely like a studio apartment kind of style.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I do really like this. I think it's pretty terrifying. Like, I think there's some really creepy elements to this. I think it kind of brings back that darker aspect, and we're getting we get a little bit of a darker aspect with a pretty bright character. But that guy is creepy. And then it has the line in the song that's like, well, you don't like your boss. You're gonna so you're going to kill him. And you're just like, Jesus, this got dark. You know? You're like, he did.
That song made it on the soundtrack, but
That
not
did,
fucking
but not
Kiss.
Well, you don't like your boss. You won't kill him.
You're going to kill him.
He doesn't like your mind control TV device.
But meanwhile, Seal's like, what the fuck?
I literally fucking summoned the gods for this song.
Fucking poured my heart into this shit. And here we are.
The one thing I really wish we could have got though is this circus scene. Imagine if it was Burton and Elfman, of how great,
Sure.
how, because like it's there, they want it so bad to be Burton and Elfman, and it's just like Wish.com Burton and Elfman.
Yeah.
Like when they do these type of like, ooh, it's creepy and there's some Dutch angles and whoa.
This is where it comes back to same exact vibes as the bank stuff.
Yes.
It's very, very comic booky. It's almost like there's a slight fisheye on everything.
But it's not comic
With the
booky
Dutch
enough
angle.
for me if you're going to do it.
No, it's like it's just not quite there. Again, I can still see the edges, and I have a tough time with it. It's like this. It's like they used a fisheye, like very slight, instead of just like making the shots tighter.
Yeah.
They showed too much. Does that make any sense? I don't know.
I'm trying to. Maybe it doesn't make sense to me because the production design, in my opinion, I guess, is just so immaculate, and so they're trying to give you everything all at once. Are you saying that like you can see where the set ends?
Sometimes that's the way I feel.
Okay,
I'm like, or like I can see the frame of a comic book.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
and
like,
because it's real life, it's kind of taking your brain
Yes.
from the grounded aspect that you probably prefer to the comic book.
yeah, and
Okay.
and like, and it's. I want to be clear too. It's like I don't need it to be grounded.
Mm-hmm.
It is Batman. I'm here for it.
Guys, we just came off of a movie where Danny DeVito was a penguin.
Fucking A.
Like we're cool. We understand. We're there.
I'm just like I'm good with it, but it's like I can see too much of it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can see too much in my peripheral, and like just show me what we need to see, and like show me the excitement. Like just put it in front of me, man. And I don't know. I can't explain it any other way, I guess. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
How old is Robin supposed to be?
Well,
14.
He must.
I don't know.
He must be an age that requires the state to step
Yes.
in and say we need a legal guardian,
Which
of sorts.
is Batman, Bruce Wayne, incredibly convenient for the movie.
How great. How great. You know, incredibly convenient for the movie. It's like, what if there happened to be another like billionaire there? You know what I mean? Who was like, you know what? I'll take the youngster in.
Well, I don't even think
this is crazy. I'm an orphan.
Wow.
Oh, come on in.
Oh, come on, bro. Get in here.
What are you gonna say, Mike?
No, I don't even know. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
This whole like I guess raid thing with Two-Face coming in, and like the flying Graysons turn into the flattened Graysons. That's a joke I wrote.
I got him.
Fun. It's really
Woo-hoo!
good. It's a good joke. It's really good.
Ouch.
But the comically like round fucking bomb. He's like, that's filled with like 2,000 tons of TNT. The ticking down, and he gets it out of the thing. That's like an episode of the animated series. Yes. It looks like.
Why is it being raised up?
So that it's easier for Robin to get it out the hole in the ceiling? Like,
yeah, but who's raising it up?
Perfectly sized hole for the thing.
There's not even there.
There's a bomb hatch just in case these kinds of things happen.
Well, thank
that
God.
will fit almost every bomb, and you just lift that hatch out, and then we can get rid of bombs because, well, it's pretty common in Gotham that they want to bomb the circuses.
The Hippodrome, dude. That's just what happens down there all the time.
It's just crazy. But we designed a bomb hatch for the top.
Also, once a month, the Graysons get together and they do a bomb drill.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if the bomb comes in?
We got it taken care of.
We got it. And by the way, speaking of which, yes, Batman can lift a vault door with one hand, but upwards. But Robin can lift a 20 megaton bomb and push that out the hatch,
and it bounces.
Dong,
No, it doesn't.
I'm like, at first, I'm like, wow, down to the city street. Conveniently, that's a river there.
Always. Kind of like where out the window of Wayne Enterprises is, we'll never find him down there. It's just the world's wildest damn current waterfall.
Yeah.
Shit.
Cripes.
Well, case closed.
I also kind of like...
Another case cracked.
Sealed and shut.
Was this the same commissioner as the first two?
Yes.
He's not my favorite.
Michael Goff and him are kind of the through lines of this. And I love Michael Goff, though.
Alfred.
I like how useless Commissioner Gordon is.
Oh, yeah.
He just comes in, he's like, okay, great, you got it covered.
He's been living with Batman around for too long. It's been way too convenient for him.
He made
and
a
this
button.
vigilante justice.
He made a button so he doesn't have to do anything. He's just like, okay.
Commissioner, we got it. Turns out you got Two-Face down there, and him and the goons are using their neon guns to shoot up the bank again.
What?
I'm on it. Boop.
Back to bed.
You know what I should get is someone to just push the button for me. I could just sit here all night.
He has... His secretary could push the button for Batman.
He got a remote button for a secretary to push.
He installed it on the desk, so it's like, so that way you don't have to bother me anymore. All right,
don't call me with this.
Yeah, don't call
me.
me.
It's the same old shit, man.
just hit the button.
I like Bruce brings Chase to the circus. And when everything starts to go down, he fucking bails. He's like, sorry, bitch, I'm out of here. This is fucked. They got Tommy guns. Just
by the way,
dark sticks on him.
Nobody heard him yell at the top of his lungs.
Someone next to him would have been like, what'd you say?
Oh, we should get out of here. I'm back.
Who the fuck said that?
Dude, Bruce Wayne just said, I'm Batman, as loud as he could.
He just said that.
I heard it.
Chase is sitting right next to him. I mean, right next to him. Like... her hand was on his groin.
Yeah.
And like nothing.
Not
a thing. All right, great.
He didn't want to be found.
You're right.
You're right. All right, so scene 3, Dick discovers that Bruce is Batman. Seeking to avenge the death of his family, Dick demands to join Batman in crime fighting, hoping to kill Two-Face. Enigma becomes the Riddler and teams up with Two-Face. They commit a series of robberies to finance Enigma's new company and mass-produce his brainwave device dubbed the Box, increasing his intelligence but also slowly causing him to lose his grip on reality.
Yeah, welcome. Some of these bikes, they need a lot of work. You know, some of them are classics, and So I don't know. So if someone were to say like their entire family was just killed right in front of them,
Okay. Check.
I don't know. If someone were to say that, or that would have happened to somebody, like
Okay.
whoever that might be, could like stay here and work on them. But
Okay.
anyway, I'll see. You got to go though. I'll see you later.
You got to get going, don't you? Yeah. Well, see you later. Have fun. Godspeed. And then he comes out with that burger.
Dude,
Master
well,
Bruce.
but before that, did you see that? They were in the lobby.
Here's a
and he
prop.
finally goes, "All right, they're gone. I'm leaving." And like as he goes out the door, Bruce looks over at Alfred and they nod.
Like,
It's like they've done this before. This is the protocol when we're trying to get someone to stay at the house. Go cook up a delicious meal. I'll
Groom
go
them.
see. I'll go.
oh, okay.
So this has happened
Okay.
before. Because what else does that head nod mean?
That's the grooming head
Alfred,
nod.
Get out
You
the
know what to
groom.
do.
Did you say
It's a-
broom? No, groom.
It's a
Yeah.
15-year-old boy with huge sideburns. We got to keep him here.
You got to keep him around.
I guess I'll just throw away his favorite meal. Perhaps his mom made for him every night.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you know they
I'll
did
just
the
go.
research.
Of course they did.
You know they
burger
did
with
the-
like onions on it. Like, sorry, McDonald's, it looks more like Burger King burger to me.
And like there was a backstory that like one day when he finally had enough money to like eat a burger, like a dog came and ate it off his plate.
Right.
So the fact that Alfred was not only going to take his favorite meal and feed it to dogs, like they knew all the
Right.
research. They
He
knew
knew
everything about it.
every aspect
Those fuckers.
of it. Yeah, no, we are supposed to believe that this person is a minor.
He
And,
sure is.
and he is 27 years old. Like there's no give or take. He is 27 years old in this movie, and that's it. And it's like I just don't have. I have no. It's like that's a 1970 Harley. It's like yeah, it's just a Harley. Thanks for
No,
not.
you're
nothing-
14. You don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
They only made 100 of these. You don't know that.
in all my time practicing like my gymnastics and my trapeze art.
In my off time, I read motorcycle magazines.
Yeah, I got motocross magazines.
Yeah.
Whatever. Why don't-
Weekly.
Yeah.
Also, I
Weekly.
got my ear pierced.
Yeah.
His sunglasses are pretty dope.
Actually,
mean-
Sean, I was gonna take his sunglasses as a prop, so that you couldn't have them because they felt like sunglasses you would buy and go, I could wear these, and then you'd wear them and be like,
Oh, I can't wear this.
no, I don't like that. but you're too strong headed to be like, well, I should probably keep
My
wearing them.
peripheral vision is gone, which seems important when you're riding a motorcycle.
That was
Yeah.
gonna be my prop, just so that you couldn't have
Well,
them.
prop me.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, here's a prop.
It's not the shades. It's the fucking voodoo doll that she gives him.
Ooh, you like that?
That
That's
always-
kind of
It always
creepy.
freaked me out as a kid.
Don't like it.
Yeah, I like it now.
Ah, fuck yeah, dude.
Because it probably smells like Kidman.
I wanted Fred's "Goodbye Cruel World" note. I think that would look pretty cool on our wall.
Hell yeah.
I think that'd be awesome. NicMad asked for Jim Carrey's asylum outfit from the end when he's in the Arkham Asylum.
Nice.
Jarrett wanted the intruder alert, and he spelled it wrong, like alert horn. He wants that horn.
Intruder alert.
Alert.
Intruder alert.
Intruder alert.
It sounds like a Beastie Boys sample.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I think I want I want the final riddle box.
Ooh, that's a good
The
one.
TikTok one.
I like that
where
one.
It's going back
The
and
tennis
forth.
court?
Yeah, the tennis court.
Yeah.
one, yes.
Hell yeah.
Any of those would be
All
awesome.
of those are really cool.
I know.
Yeah.
They're all very well put together. It's like it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
Didn't they? I mean, you got to think that Bruce Wayne Manor has like quite a bit of good security, especially later on. You've got the Halloween. Like those kids couldn't get through the gate, so at some point they knew that kids were at the gate to let them in. How did they not know that the Riddler just shows up and like is like talking, setting off all the alarms, being like,
They don't have cameras.
They have to
They
have,
have cameras all over inside the house.
Yeah.
They have to be like, hey, we got this weird green note. It was on the gate. We'll go back to last night. Holy shit, that's Enigma.
Oh,
from
he's from Wayne Corp. or
yeah,
whatever.
that guy's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's
Well,
go get him.
Let's go get him.
Nope, that's not how that works.
Well, they didn't have. Apparently, they don't have cameras because also Dick Grayson, who's sitting at the top of those stairs, and then Alfred double checks. He's like, "Oh, just making sure, like you're not going to come into the silver closet," and he does this thing where he's like, "Now." It's like, who the fuck are you talking to? It's like now. And why are you alarming Alfred of like, now?
Why are you wasting a millisecond of time to say now?
Now.
Oh, that's when I should go. Do you think Alfred wanted him to get in there? Is it implied that way?
It feels like it because but maybe not as like belligerently as he did. You know, he just
been like, I would have let you in, man.
It's like you could have just come down and been like, let's be real.
After you showed me your amazing laundry skills, I knew we had to have you on our team. What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
What the fuck just happened?
I don't remember this, and I stopped and went, is this like a direct? Like I had to look. Am I watching some weird extended director's cut? No.
Like,
they said this needs to be in the movie.
Michael Goff didn't even need to act in this part. He's just like, what the fuck?
Pretty cool, right? It does feel like something a 15-year-old boy would do, thinking
Dude,
it's cool as
every
fuck.
night when I take down my fucking shorts, I kick them up and catch them in the air. I'm like, I am fucking Robin, dude.
Yeah. And then I just go, my socks. It's like I can't really do this maneuver anymore because they're ankle socks.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't really do that. But then it's like, I think about it, he's like, he grabs the mop. He mops it up too and stuff. It's like, I want it to go back after he does the whole catch you later, Al. And he comes back. It's like Alfred just looks back and there's just shit all over the walls too. It's like, it's not just on the floor, you dick. It's like literally dick.
Yeah.
Like
Dick
you
Grayson,
are,
baby.
What the fuck are you doing? You just made a huge mess for Alfred to clean up. You're a dick.
This was not needed whatsoever, but this is what makes the movie sort of like almost legendary in the fact that it's like so bad it's good, I guess. But whoa, what a treat!
What a treat! Thank you so
treat.
much for doing this, guys. This is just making everything.
Before this, man, like even a like non sequitur chase scene happens between Batman and Two-Face.
Which one is that?
It's
like
just literally, that scene just happens. I'm like, how?
Oh,
did we
you're
get
right.
here?
Where like he comes out with the cart, the baby carriage, and then it's like, oh,
He goes up the wall, and then we get karate laundry.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And then that's where I realized how unbelievably dumb this Batmobile is.
This is one of my notes one of my first notes that I took. I'm like, this is probably the worst looking Batmobile.
This is the worst Batmobile.
Yeah.
They tried really hard.
And that's part of my problem with this movie is that I loved the darkness of the first two. That the way that yellow, that color of the yellow in the bat symbol in the first two is just like, yeah. But then this one, it's like they took the same Batmobile, but then said, no, neon blue in the inside of it. And the wheel well is a bat symbol that's blue. And then there's a big giant fucking 7-foot tall antenna fin that every once in a while, by the way, is split in two. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it's going like this off to the
Two-Face?
sides.
oh.
Oh, fuck. No. Do not give credit to that.
No.
Okay.
This is my least favorite Batmobile. And then the idea that he has to take a hand off the steering wheel to go or stop with an airplane throttle. Think about that. Think about that. He has to actually take a hand off a steering wheel where he's not driving or he's not touching gadgets to go fast or slow.
I don't have to think about that. I drive a manual.
No, but you can adjust and then put your hand back on.
True.
It's
Okay,
not your speed, you
He's-
know?
If he's coming to a turn, he has to slow down.
Oh, 30 to a 35? Okay.
Instead of using your fucking foot. Well, I got to enact the sideways wheels. Hold on. Fuck. Wait, I got to take my hand off the throttle and then sideways wheels.
Sideway wheels. So if it's down, I don't even know.
I can't even tell.
It's the worst Batmobile.
It's
like-
the worst. That's his training.
And we
Alfred would walk in on him doing this.
Practicing for the
Training.
Batmobile. Sir.
He's like, what is it, Alfred?
He said, no wonder you don't get laid, you fucking weirdo. We get
God, you're weird.
Two-Face's girlfriends,
Oh,
Drew Barrymore and Mazur.
it doesn't matter because Drew Barrymore's in this scene.
It's true. This is outlandish. Also,
The fact that's what I hate so much about this Two-Face character.
Debbie Mazar.
Debbie Mazur, yeah.
Yeah, Debbie Mazar.
This is so
Amazing.
stupid that he has two different girlfriends and that his apartment is lined down the middle with different decor on each side. It's so unneeded.
It's so on the nose.
It's kind of the
kind of
epitome of how Jim Carrey is carrying this movie, because this is basically Tommy Lee Jones alone performing with Drew Barrymore and Debbie Mazur. And then Jim Carrey comes in,
dude. When he comes waltzing
and saves it, and like this joke is fucking hilarious. Where he's like, "By the way, if you don't stop picking at it, it's not gonna heal."
yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's really good. I mean, I get it's so far beyond like, oh, and I made your like favorite dinners.
Just caviar with
champagne.
A nice bottle of champagne. Well, I made your favorite dinner. Fucking dead animals that are raw with gasoline. Oh!
It's not wine, it's rat blood.
And he's like,
blood.
wait, get on the other side of me because you're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on? It just kind of drives me nuts. Like his outfits keep getting more and more wild and crazy, like on that side of him, and like this is where I did really start to feel like my nostalgia kind of slip away, was really in Two-Face's lair.
But then Jim Carrey comes waltzing in and literally, like Sean said, just completely makes this go from a why the fuck is this scene in here to oh my god, I'm so glad this scene is here.
Even when he announces himself, I'm like, oh god, yeah, like that should be fucking corny as hell. Nope. But he delivers it in a way where I'm like, yeah, you're the Riddler. Yeah,
and
of course.
Cane, the way he practiced working with that cane.
Yeah. Sliding it down his back, catching it.
It's amazing.
It's great. He does it several times.
Apparently, during his practice of doing all this stuff, he caught Tommy Lee in the balls.
Reading about them not getting Tommy Lee not getting along with Jim Carrey makes this scene almost better.
I know,
because you can feel it.
And almost every, like, even at the end when it's basically just kind of the Riddler at that point, like sitting in the chair and like yelling and doing all his performance, and Tommy Lee's just like literally standing there with his arms crossed, pouting, essentially.
Tommy Lee Jones.
You're right.
Have you seen The Fugitive? Because
I won Best Supporting Actor, so
because I'm awesome.
Yeah,
I don't care.
This guy did a movie called Dumb and Dumber that no one liked because I read Siskel and Ebert's report on it.
Yeah,
and it's a report.
It's a report.
Us old guys get reports about
read
new
reports,
movies,
not reviews.
It's the Hollywood Reporter. Okay.
Ow.
Well, and then even all this like. The mass producing of all these brain boxes, like this happens real quick, right? They're basically just going on sprees all over town where Batman's just non-existent at this point, right? So they're committing multiple robberies and invasions and stuff that just Batman doesn't decide to go to any of these to intervene.
Yeah, no, these ones aren't as important. Apparently, as
he's
just
too
driving
busy
recklessly through the streets.
Yeah,
petty crime.
Bruce Wayne's too busy having the most cliched fucking flashback to his parents. That is the one thing I hate about every Batman movie. Is the flashback to the parents.
It's every time the roses, the pearls. It's like when it came on screen, I'm like, ugh. But I don't think it's this movie's fault. To be honest,
it's just the story's fault. But like, I get it. They're probably thinking, oh, people might be watching this for the first time. But even then, it still doesn't do any good to do the flashback.
Can we get a supercut of like when the rose like hits the ground, where instead of it being like sounding like it's fucking produced by Dick Wolf, being like once the rose hits, it falls and it's just like, ooh, you know, I wanna be the kid from a rose.
It just goes, baby.
Now we're talking, because my frown, I would have been like, God damn, yes,
Exactly.
It's in the movie,
and it's cutting back to him like,
I will say, you mentioned there's like not a lot of people besides the Riddler have really an arc in this, but I think this is the first movie to at least try for Bruce Wayne, like the trauma of his family being murdered right in front of him is, it's hard to get past like the cheesiness of the trope. It seems like nowadays, because
of course,
that's the Batman's only motivation.
Yes.
We've had so many iterations of
It's
this.
just because we've seen it so many times.
And I get it, but I really think that Joel Schumacher took a lot of care with it, and Val Kilmer as well, being Bruce Wayne and having this kind of stoic way about him. And I don't know, it does work for me among the other movies. You know, Nolan doesn't really touch on it, and that's probably why we like it a lot, because it more focuses on the realism aspect. But I don't know. In my opinion, it does work for me this time around.
Yeah.
Well, scene 4, at a lavish party, the Riddler learns Batman's identity, and Two-Face nearly buries Batman alive before Dick saves him. Batman quits to stop Dick's obsession and focuses on Chase, but on Halloween night, Two-Face and the Riddler storm Wayne Manor. They trash the Batcave, kidnap Chase, and leave Bruce bloodied with one final riddle. Bruce solves the riddles, reclaims his Batmantle, and accepts Dick, now calling himself Robin, as his partner. The one thing I was going to ask you about is, like, Riddler is so focused on Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, we're going to get Bruce Wayne. I'm going to give him these riddles, and we're going to kill him because he didn't give us. He just immediately goes, oh, Two-Face. Two-Face and I are going to get Batman.
Yeah.
It's a very quick I'm obsessed with Batman now with Two-Face, as opposed to where was the Bruce Wayne obsession that he had, because he doesn't know that it's Batman yet.
That's their agreement, is that Two-Face will help him get the TV sets, whatever the fuck, his brain-sucking devices, into everyone's homes, and Riddler will help him get Batman. That's what the...
But then where's Bruce Wayne in all of this for the Riddler? He was so obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And now he's like, no, I don't care anymore.
Well, it was Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne's the one who shut him down.
Yeah, and he was so obsessed with it, but now he doesn't care. Now it's just like Two-Face and Batman. Let's go.
Well,
brain boxes.
Yeah, but that's kind of his whole thing of he still has quite an obsession with Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Because he's literally trying to be Bruce Wayne.
Ah, yes, he is.
It's kind
of at the party he is.
It's kind of brilliant. Every time you see him out in public now, from after Nigma Tech is a thing,
he's got the mole.
He's
How's
like,
my mole?
How's my mole? And like the perfectly coiffed hair.
Puts his glasses on when
it's pretty good.
He puts the glasses on when he puts glasses on. He's wearing the exact same suit.
Yeah.
To a T.
Okay.
Everything is the exact same. He wants to be Bruce Wayne.
That.
He is obsessed with Bruce Wayne. It's pretty fucking amazing.
Almost every comic book movie, especially like the Spider-Man movies and shit like that, would copy that sort of thing where the villain is obsessed with the hero pretty much, or like the hero's persona. You know, like Jamie Foxx in one of those Spider-Man movies, or there's a bunch of other ones, but they all took from Jim Carrey doing this.
Yeah,
essentially.
I think it's great.
I love. Sorry, the party in this party scene too, when he dances with Nicole, he grabs her and he like does like the smile. You can tell she's on the verge of just breaking at any moment. I love it.
Also, keep in mind, this is for Nicole Kidman. She is very deep in her relationship with Tom Cruise at this point. So Tom Cruise has got to be on set for this entire movie.
Oh,
probably
he's got to be watching her.
And like the fact that that Iceman is kissing his wife. Whew, that had to get a little weird, you guys.
Yeah. Ace Ventura's getting in there too.
I know. I mean, he looks good.
He does. He's a handsome dude.
He looks good as Val Kilmer #2.
As
Jim Carrey trying to look like Val Kilmer.
Well, and so far, like everybody that has started with Jim Carrey and Tom Cruise, like Jim Carrey is kind of like Tom Cruise has fallen in love with him. So like, So Nicole, you got to watch out.
Watch out now. Okay.
Or don't.
Be careful.
Or don't. Or just be careful.
Just be careful.
Yeah, the party's fun and all, and I love the the fact that he kind of almost dies, and then
Batman breaks through the ceiling.
Yeah,
and the guy looks up. Batman, yeah.
I think that was somebody else's. Yeah, I think we got to do it here.
Okay.
Hit it. If we were on a train to go punch a face, I'm on board.
I think that was NicMad. NicMad said everyone who points and yells Batman whenever they see him showing up. I was like, yeah, you're right. He also had a huggable face. NicMad did. Alfred. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't even write it down. Jarrett says the Blacklight gang leader. He already got punched, but I would punch him a million times
We didn't talk
more.
about that.
That's
we
where
need
that's where the movie got over the top for me.
Yeah, the fact that they all had blacklight paint on and neon sticks. And
What kind
But
of
it
Warriors
lives.
gang is this? This is the most inconvenient, more inconvenient than the baseball Furies in the Warriors.
Yes, it is.
This is a part that lives in
Yes.
my brain rent free, dude.
Yes.
Like, I think I agree. I think it's the
Yeah, I'm with you too.
that's the guy to punch.
Yeah.
Him joyriding in the Batmobile. One, how the fuck did he get it out of there? Alfred just was like, "Oh, don't do that."
Well, and that's another thing. The
You shouldn't
intruder
do that.
alert alarm goes off, and the cave presents all its stuff to the intruder.
Right.
It literally just goes, "Oh, there's an intruder. Well, here's the Batmobile. Here's everything else."
Just take the fucking wallet. Just take it all. Take it. That's the
it's doing.
equivalent of this.
He's
room.
trying to get insurance.
I think he took
Yeah.
his wallet.
He took his wallet.
I think he took his wallet.
Shit.
I do have a punchable face though.
All right.
It's the lady. It's like the interviewing lady at this party that's like, "Well, what do you say now that you're the most eligible bachelor in Gotham?"
Gotham.
That lady, fuck her and her questions. That is
Yeah.
bullshit. She needs punched.
Yeah, that's a good one too, actually. Bruce Wayne. Oh, it's like, yeah, that's pretty infuriating.
Not gonna happen.
He
Yeah.
goes to Chase's apartment as Batman because he wants to get it in.
How long will it take him to get that suit off if they do decide for coitus?
I think he's got a detachable, he's got like a
Yeah.
that comes off. His,
cool.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The cup thing. There's a name for that.
Jockstrap.
No, it's like it's like a cup thing. I don't know. It's the same thing. It's like they made bat nipples and they made like a bigger thing for the
Yes.
Package.
Yeah. A chastity belt.
yeah,
I-
basically.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. I think you're right though, Sean. I think it's like
Chastity belt.
yeah, chastity belt.
We're doing good.
It's real solid. I like that. Yeah, no, the I think that pops off.
Yeah.
I think there's like you're right. It's like a button on his belt that just goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because he's got to pee and poop when he's out on a
Yeah.
mission, right?
I bet it goes all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it goes all the way to like
Yep.
you know, so that way you don't have to do two pieces.
It's dick, taint, asshole.
yeah.
Yeah, you get it all. The vanilla strip of the Neapolitan, you get
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Neapolitan.
Scranus, Bonch,
belts,
Gooch.
yeah.
Yes.
Got to let that all air out.
Yep. You do. I think he does that in the Batmobile. And like he's probably just like, oh Jesus. Turns on AC. That's beyond the throttle.
Of course. Yes, of course.
She's like, man, I can't tell you how much I've been waiting for this moment. Like, she's been pining over Batman this entire movie. And like, she's like, I've literally envisioned you doing heinous things to my body, but I'm in love with someone else. And so I can't do this anymore. And it like at every turn, it seems like, fuck yeah, I forgot we had that.
Oh, yes, good call.
Hell yeah.
We do have
Totally forgot
Peter
about
Fitz
this.
gave us
Yeah,
gave us
Peter
that.
Fitz gave
it's
us
the
this.
Riddler hat.
Uh-huh.
Nice work.
But like before this, as Bruce, he's like trying to come on to her as well, and she's like, I like Batman, so. And then he comes to her as Batman. He's like, I like someone else. Like, dude can't catch a fucking break.
What kind of mind fucked is that for you to be two different people and to get denied from both different people about the other person that you are?
Yeah.
At first
What kind of
he's-
mind fuck is that?
At first he's like kind of stoked, and then he's like, all right, she likes me.
It's like, wait, does she?
Shit, now I gotta go home and I gotta change again so I can come back and bang her.
And he's like with Robin. He's like, "Yep, not gonna do Batman anymore. I am in love. So you, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you got this covered." Or
It makes me think like she's just like, yeah, it's crazy. It's like I've never wanted this more, but I can't. I've somebody else that I fell in love with. He's like, it's okay, I understand. And like I just imagine him like jumps out a window, then runs around to the front door, like taking off his suit.
He's sweaty, out of breath.
But he left like one of the gloves on. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's the eye makeup again.
Yes.
They just
Oh my god, we talked about that.
wait. Okay.
I haven't gotten a lot of sleep because I was thinking about you. Dark Rings.
You know when Robin takes the Batmobile downtown and all the prosties come over immediately, they're like, it's Batman. That makes me think that Batman goes down there quite a bit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, nice. He's got money. We know this guy.
He's going with Candy tonight.
Like
They're
Tuesday.
Candy's turn.
Wow, he's usually Thursdays, but well, okay, let's get after it.
Yeah, let's get to getting.
Let's do the final scene. So at Riddler's lair, Robin fights Two-Face and nearly kills him, but shows mercy. Batman infiltrates the tower to find Robin and Chase suspended in giant jars over deadly spikes. Using a clever riddle of his own, Batman destroys the Riddler's device, rescuing them both and tricking Two-Face by throwing coins that cause the villain to fall to his death. In the end, Riddler is locked in Arkham Asylum, convinced he's Batman himself, and Chase reassures Bruce that his secret is safe.
Dude, Halloween scene.
Yeah.
Those kids' costumes are so fucking sick.
That shot, Sean, when they're walking back away from the mansion, like looking at their candy, I was like, "Let's go!
It's so awesome.
Let's go!"
What do you think you think Wayne Manor is like probably a full size candy bar joint?
Of course.
Oh yeah,
That's what's on that silver platter he's got.
And that was like that's where you get in the minivan and your parents. You've done trick or treating in your neighborhood, and they're like, "Let's go to Bruce Wayne."
Let's go to Wayne Manor. Yeah.
fairly certain there was like, I don't know, Reese's commercials or like M&M commercials with like Alfred,
No shit.
like doing like the trick or treating or whatever.
Yeah.
So cool. Like Wayne Manor, Halloween time. Wayne Manor is a fucking vibe, man.
Oh, yeah.
It looks awesome.
Twick or tweet. The fact that he said that Jim Carrey did with that mask on made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Twick or tweet.
And dude, when they come in, they bust in, and Alfred gets fucking hosed. Holy shit! He
Oh
lands
man,
hard.
You don't recover from that as an old man.
No, you
guys.
don't, man.
You just don't.
It seemed like Jim Carrey when he walked in, he goes down. He's like, "Fuck,
He's like,
oh, you all right?"
You good, bro?
somebody check his pulse because I don't want to be liable for that.
I know it's not Michael Goff doing that stunt, but damn,
Damn.
Oh, I hope he's okay. Yeah.
holy rusted metal, Batman. You like it?
No.
Wait, what?
Like they just now decide at the hour and 45-minute mark that they're going to throw in stupid ass old callback like things where Robin says stupid things to Batman just because he's officially Robin now.
By the way,
And that's the aggro crag, by the way, right?
it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely the aggro crag.
I just want to check it out.
And by the way, he walks down the stairs in that new suit. And by the way, he said, a couple things here. He's like, everything's destroyed except for the new sonar suit that you
Yep,
haven't
of
tested
course,
out.
yep.
Oh, right, of course, the sonar suit. That'll be important for later.
Never.
And then
Did it never come? Was there a moment when you did that?
I'll tell you when we get to it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're about there. I'll bring it back around. But he's like, oh yeah, the new sonar suit. Yeah, that's important. And then Robin walks down the fucking stairs, like in his new suit, his fancy new suit, and it's like, where'd you get that? And Alfred's like, I took the liberty. It's like, how?
How?
Did you order that from like a molding place? Like, do you have that like a smelting thing and like down below in the Bat Cave? What's going on, Alfred? Where do you find the time?
There's a deleted scene of Michael Goff
Wait,
with like
weren't you recovering in the hospital from the Halloween?
yeah,
Christ.
Jesus. There's a deleted scene of Michael Goff shirtless and like he's like got like a blowtorch and fucking like hammer. He's like, he's got Robin's glasses on
Yep.
from earlier.
Yeah.
He's like,
And his helmet.
like slow mo, like Michael Bay stuff going on. Yeah.
And then at one point,
Basically,
he takes his
Iron Man 1.
100%.
Yeah, he takes his towel at one point and goes, he's just going to set it in the bin, but then he goes, wait. And he goes, and he goes, yeah. And Robin's in the corner going, yeah.
I taught you, yeah.
Ooh. And
Baby! As it hits the clothesline. Baby!
we're writing a better movie at this point.
yeah.
If you're going to do it, just go for
His
it.
needle drops are just on point, dog. But He brings it back around for the sonar. Okay, he's like, "Oh, the sonar suit, of course." And by the way, the bat wing and the sea bat, those were in hiding. Those didn't get destroyed. Apparently, there was a deleted scene of like where they were kind of hiding, or like there was like another door.
Like, that's fine.
And I guess, okay, whatever. Let's just move on. And maybe again, also the most, I want to say, pointless thing: by land or by sea. We just need these to be in the movie.
We need them to be in the movie so that they can both immediately be blown up and never used again.
They're blown up immediately.
We need both to be in the movie so we can make toys out of them.
Correct.
Exactly. They were both so pointless
Also,
in the movie.
And we're going to make sure that they both crash exactly where the team of scuba divers are.
Great.
Because they've just been in the water waiting.
Yeah.
They're like, probably around here is where they're going to crash.
And
in
by the way,
nighttime dark water where we can't see anything.
Battleship between Two-Face and
there you
Riddler.
go.
Yeah.
Battleship between them. And by the way, if there was a missed opportunity of a toy being produced, it was Batman Forever Battleship.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you kidding me?
There might have been one.
Man, I would have bought that, I think.
I would have bought that. I'd buy it today.
Yeah.
And I would bring it here. Like, it'd just be like, and I'd sit out there and be like, you guys sure you want to leave?
Yeah.
Or do you want
No,
to
we
play?
won't play.
Do you want to play Battleship? Okay, cool.
Do we even want to record today?
Fuck, dude. It's just like, it was so disappointing. One goes and then the other one gets shot out of the sky, and you're just like, they didn't even make it to the island.
And I just, this is all just really hard to follow, right? Because like now they're on the island, but it's metal. But they built this whole thing from the things, and then but the top's gonna go up, but then there's a elevator shaft, but then it's gonna come back down again, but then.
My note is this set is obnoxious.
It's just obnoxious. Thank you for putting that into words.
Yes, it is like just like the stage lighting of just like.
Dude, why is that? Somebody's
Right.
on DMX programming. This is gonna be fucking awesome, dude. This is gonna be so cool.
They have a DMX controller goon.
There's a lighting director that's on set that's just like, okay, when people come in, I want them to go like this. Okay, cool, awesome. Change color.
The Riddler even has a line. He's like, "Was that over the top?" It's like Joel Schumacher wrote that.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
he like didn't know that his subconscious was like activating his hand and writing that. He's like, yes, he's showing his cock to the. Yes.
It's a lot.
The whole thing is, man, like I've kind of completely lost interest at this point. If I were watching this movie, I'd be. In fact, my last rewatch, I stopped right about here because I was like, it's fine. I don't need to see the end of this movie because
like,
nothing happens.
Well, yeah, you're like, oh, you got to make your choice.
Oh,
And like the only thing, again, the glue that's kind of holding this together is cutting back to Jim Carrey and him doing his Jim Carrey antics.
Yeah.
And I've seen inside of your brain, freak, that kind of shit. Like, he's just kind of holding this together, and like the Riddler's game of like, who are you going to save? But they're going to be dropped into technically the same pit. So you could technically save them both because you're Batman. So it's like, I don't know. It's just it's quite convoluted. It's almost like just contrived at this point of like, wow, you're just really laying it on thick.
it's almost as believable as us assuming that there's a coin purse pocket on the bat suit for him to pull coins out of.
It's in his cup. It's
Yep.
Oh, that's where he keeps his coins.
Yeah.
That made me laugh out loud. The fact that I'm like, where did he get those coins?
That's his laundry money.
Yeah, right.
Because when you're out and about, night after night, you need a place to stop.
Yeah.
To wash your bat suit.
Get that stripper juice off of you, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
stripper juice.
Yes,
Huh?
yeah. Prosty juice.
Yeah. Stop it.
I think the shot of the bat in like the light.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty sick.
do like
I'm not
that.
as much of a fan as it like the lights kind of like beaming down on it as much as the like he's looking out to, and it's like a pin of light with the bat coming into it.
Yeah.
That looks fucking
I like
sick
that
as
shot.
hell. I can definitely see why this was nominated for best cinematography. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of it looks amazing.
To bring it back around, the sonar suit, he says, wait, I have a riddle for you. What I can see without seeing, and to me, night is as bright as day, or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, you're blind as a bat. Exactly. Clicks on the sonar blinding thing, and throws his batarang at the top.
What? I did not get that. I did not get that at all.
That's the reference to the sonar thing. Why do you need to do that? Why is that thing the controller of all of this, of all of Enigma tech and whatever? That's what it was, as a chandelier? That was your ace in the hole?
No!
That's what he did. He blindly threw a batarang at it. That has to be maybe the worst cop-out of foiling a supervillain.
That was the big moment.
That was the big moment.
Well, keep in mind he's done it twice now. That was him foiling Riddler, and then throwing quarters at Two-Face was how we foiled him. This is what we did, guys.
$50, please.
My bad.
Come on.
Please. And by the way, I feel like maybe I'll just say it. I'm kind of realizing it now. Had we gotten a little bit more of Harvey Dent, more so than Two-Face, I think I would have enjoyed Tommy Lee Jones a lot more.
Yeah, I love the transition of Harvey Dent to Two-Face.
Yeah.
That is like the most important thing of that character.
Yeah, and you kind of get a little bit of it here too. He's like, "That's a solid argument, Batman." You know,
he's like, "Oh, thank you, Bruce. You've always been a true friend."
Yeah.
You know, he has these moments of Harvey Dent, and it's like, yeah, give me more of that.
Yes.
And that's
what Tommy Lee Jones would be better as Harvey Dent than Two-Face.
correct.
Yes.
Very much in the same conversation of like a Bruce Wayne and a Batman, of Harvey Dent
Yeah.
and Two-Face. You're 100% right. Yes.
The way that he's like getting all of his knowledge sucked back out of his brain, that always freaked me out. And the makeup on
The way
him
he looked afterwards.
with like the weird looking chin, you know, that freaked me out as a kid. And it
That
still
was-
looks creepy.
I was watching this with Harrison, and I was like, man,
Hey, buddy.
Wonder if he's going to get creeped out by some of this or not. He didn't seem to get phased by much.
And it's odd because like they had like hit pieces on Batman Returns, and like they had like kids come on like, you know, Sally Jesse Raphael or some shit and talk about like, yeah, this movie's definitely not for kids. I was scared while watching it. I'm a little fucking pussy. And they were just being fed the narrative and just telling it on camera, you know. But even that makeup at the end, that's as scary as anything in Batman Returns.
I would agree.
You know,
I would 100% agree with you. Like
the makeup on Two-Face alone.
the makeup on Two-Face
Especially back then.
was another one.
Yeah.
That I was like, man, it's pretty out there. And the other part that kind of creeped me out even more so was him in the jail cell.
Yeah.
I actually was pretty freaked out once he started doing that. I was like, man, that's fucking
Well, this
weird.
was the first reference to Arkham Asylum too in film, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought I read that
Oh.
somewhere.
Dr. Burton
Yeah, bro.
looked a little like Tim Burton.
What's up with that, man?
Wait a second.
Timmy,
Wait a
bro.
second.
They were friends.
They're buds.
They were. Joel Schumacher like asked Tim Burton after Tim Burton had left the production. He's like, "You cool with me doing this?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll cue a U2 song that no one asked for. We'll cue
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
And then we'll play Kiss
How
from
many
a Rose.
times in
After.
U2's career have we not asked for it?
We didn't. No one ever asked for "Hold Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, Thrill Me" or whatever. No one said, you know what, U2 needs to write a song that they've never written before that sounds nothing like U2 for a Batman movie.
Yeah. No one asked for it to be on their iPhone. Nobody asked for this to be at the end of Batman Forever.
Yep. In front of "Kiss from a Rose."
Yes. We wanted Seal, not
Yep.
Bono.
Yep.
Okay. We wanted Seal, not The Edge. If you're gonna give us one fucking name, give us Seal. Okay. That's all we fucking wanted, and you still made us like sit through the credits to get through it. It's like a post-credit scene,
This
but
is
it's
before
just
Run
it's
P
just-
time too. You don't even know.
You had the bat boat. You could have
yeah.
had Seal swimming around in there,
Seal.
just like
Baby!
in the distance underwater.
like a whale song.
You hear that?
The orcas are mating.
Everyone's made it. Especially
Seal.
this last line. She's like, "Don't work too late." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Yeah, he's gonna get it in with Nicole. I want you so bad."
Yeah, but he's gonna get home and then she's gonna be asleep on the couch
Yep.
and like
Yep.
you know
Yeah.
with not,
She's like, I don't feel like it tonight.
Yeah.
Can we do it in the morning?
Yeah,
I didn't shower today.
No, we can't because I got to get up early.
in the morning and maybe tomorrow.
Which means no.
Which means not.
Which means,
Yeah.
Crank it out. Good.
My stomach's been hurting.
Jarrett
take a shower when you don't need
headaches.
to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jarrett Layoff, Confused Breakfast, Actor Database. Val Kilmer's 6th role that we have done.
Damn.
Moving the man up the list. I hope we hit more. I know Real Genius is probably coming down the road someday. Drew Barrymore's 5th that we've done. And then Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee at 3. Surprising not more for those guys, but.
Wow. Are we counting the Drew Barrymore one and we faked him out, everyone got pissed at?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe. Who knows?
Never Been Kissed?
Yes.
No.
We will cover it, guys.
We will. Just chill the
We'll
fuck
get
out.
there.
Jesus. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about Batman Forever?
No.
Forever and ever.
We've dissected it with a modern eye. Time to give it a modern day rating. AJ, what do you think, man?
This is the epitome of trying to convince yourself that you like this movie. At least it is for me. It's one that I would probably throw on before Batman and Robin. I'll be honest with you, because everything we've said about this movie, that is in spades Batman and Robin. It's like they were trying to get there, and then they got rid of Val Kilmer, and they made literally a Bat credit card reference and only made stuff for toys.
Yeah, that's when it got real out of hand.
That's when it actually got real out of hand. And so that being said, I would revisit this. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I will say that probably out of all of the older Batmans of this kind of series, if you will, these 4 movies, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, technically all kind of the same
era.
Era, yeah. This is actually probably the one that I would gravitate towards the most.
Okay.
And I would probably watch first out of any of them. Next would probably be Batman Returns, and then Batman and Robin, and then original Batman.
Damn, bro.
I know that's a bold statement. I'll probably get a lot of hate on this. That being said, this is probably my favorite. I would still only be able to probably give it. I need to know what I gave Batman. I'm sorry.
You gave Batman a 4.8.
Okay. Checks
No,
out.
that was Mike. I'm sorry. You gave Batman a 5.8.
Checks out. Okay. 5.
I'm sorry. You gave it a 5.
I don't know what to say anymore.
It's definitely a 5. It's hard to read.
I got you. Can you just, Sean? Okay. AJ gave it a 5. I gave it a 5.1. You gave it a 6.3.
Yes.
Okay. The original Batman?
The original Batman,
Okay.
yes.
So I gave it a 5.
5.5. I'm kidding.
What is going on?
Okay.
What did I give it, Mike?
5.
Okay. I'm going to give this. I will give this a 6. You gave it a 6.3, Sean? The original?
Yes.
No.
Just whatever. Just go.
I'm trying to match what Sean's is.
6.3.
6.3.
6.3, yes.
I'm going to give this a 6.35.
Go fuck yourself. Oh, yeah, man.
Sean, what about you, man?
Yeah, dude, I totally agree with you. I don't know. The original Batman, I might have to return to sometime or something, but comparing
Batman Returns.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna have to go back to that and watch it one of these days and kind of maybe reevaluate it because 6.3 seems low for that for me, but I do kind of stand by it, and I prefer this over the original Batman.
Wowzer.
To be honest, I'm not sure about Batman Returns. We'll see, but man, I really do think that this is just so much fucking fun. There is a lot of it that just doesn't work, but the stuff that does work, it really, really works for me. There's a quote by this guy on YouTube called High Top Films, and he says, Batman Forever is not a comic book come to life. It's a kid reading a comic book come to life. And I absolutely subscribe to that. That is a great way to put it. I kind of fucking really loved revisiting this. I'm going to give it, let's go 7.2.
Wow.
7.2. Well, I'm glad you did that because I'm going to bring your guys' score down on this one. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I don't get it. They tried to cram way too much shit in here. You get rid of the things I like the most about the first two Batmans, Burton, Elfman, Keaton, and you're replacing it with less thans, in my opinion, and just not the right storyline, not the right arcs, too much crammed into it. I like going into it at first 30 minutes. I was like, oh fucking okay, here we go, and then it just got terrible from there. I'm going to be a 4.9 on this one. That is lower than my original Batman score that I ended up giving.
You sure?
NicMad, he says, man, the 90s were an exciting time. And for all its faults, Batman Forever is a fun experience filled with a quality cast, action, and laughs. However, it's hard to deny the impact more recent Batman films have had on the series since then. Both Christopher Nolan and Matt Reeves really changed the landscape in terms of superhero storytelling and also managed to rewrite how we think of the Caped Crusader. I'm not out to compare different versions, but when you get masterpieces like The Dark Knight, it's hard to ignore. Overall, Batman Forever rises to still be an entertaining 2 hours, and I can't help but wonder what Val Kilmer would have done with the character if given a second film. It ultimately all plays out like a cheap comic you'd find in a discount bin somewhere, but oftentimes those turn out to be the gems that stick with us for years to come. Modern day, 5.8. As a group, that is a 6.06 for this film, which is going to slide in all alone. It's going to be right below Weekend at Bernie's, Twister, and Encino Man, but it is going to be above Road Trip, The Outsiders, and Boondock Saints. For reference, that is higher than the original Batman at a 5.7, 5.47. Nice. So you guys got your wish. We are higher than the OG Batman on this one.
One last thing for me.
Not terribly too great.
It's still not. Like the glut of the Marvel movies, I will shit on to the day I die. I don't give a fuck. Like they just look so goddamn bland, and I think this is more refreshing to go back to these in modern day to see this just like over the top, like this guy says, like it's like a kid reading a comic book, like your imagination base plus all of the things, the panels that you're giving visually. I think that's kind of missing nowadays. Like I get you want to kind of make it a little more grounded, and Captain America is like on the streets of New York City flying a fucking shield or whatever, but I just think that this kind of this flamboyant, over the top kind of thing is more needed nowadays anymore.
Batman is about the gear. He's about the Flash without being flashy. You know, that kind of stuff. I think that's what we got out of this movie. That's why I think it's a good one. Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for being here. Tune in next week. We're hitting True Lies, followed by Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Also, if you're new to the podcast, go back this time last year. Varsity Blues was a fun old episode.
Yep.
We had a good time with that. That is 1 year ago today. Give it a listen.
Dare you.
And we got Logan on the controls here at Upload Media Group in Cedar Rapids. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com. And check out our, what? And
Batman!
Baby!
Get from rose on grid.
Check out our network, Cloud10, cloud10.fm. That's it for us. Keep singing. Go.
Oh, you know I'm giving it a damn to and now to Thanks again for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. Make sure you're checking us out on YouTube here in the studio, hanging out with us live and in person in the studs. Check us out on social media. Search for Confused Breakfast at Confused Breakfast anywhere on social media. And please leave us a review. 5 stars on any platform that you're listening on. Write us a comment on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. Write us a review. We love to read them.
Go to confusedbreakfast.com as well to see the merch that we have. You can see the shirts. We have new shirts up there. It's awesome. I believe it. You can go to confusedbreakfast.com as well to see the ratings of the movies that we have covered. You can see AJ's ratings. You can see Mike's ratings. And you can see my ratings and the show's ratings overall. Goodbye. I love you.
Thanks to Brian on the controls here at Upload Media Group. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com. And learn more about our network, Cloud10, at cloud10.fm. We love you so much. Go on to the next video.